Hello friends, we're gonna go look at one of the HVAC problems. If your unit is seems sort of running from inside, that means the fans are working and your thermostat say that it's sort of running the AC, but temperature is or it's not cooling. um, you may want to just come outside and see like this. In this case, the fan is not running, right? And this could be one of the reasons, right? There could be more, but if you see sort of a relay sound here trying to kick in the fan, but the fan seems to be jammed, you may want to just take a stick and then try to spin it, and you will see this fan start spinning. But the moment you trip the AC up, it will not work again. So potentially the problem could be a bad capacitor, right? The on the left hand side you see an old capacitor, on the right this is a new capacitor, and I'll show you how to install it in a minute. But visually, just looking at it, if you see the bloated top on the capacitor, that's probably a very strong indication that the capacitor is bad, right? And you may want to just replace it. Now, a few things you may want to just keep in mind before you buy a new one is the microfarad rating and the voltage rating should match, between the old and the new. Don't go way too off, right? And the second is the size of the capacitor, right? When I bought, I did not take the old capacitor along with me. I just noted down the readings, but see how different the sizes are even though the readings are the same. Now this could kind of give you a hard time installing this back into the unit, right? So try to make sure that if you have time and if you could kind of get similar size capacitor, that'll kind of save you time, right? Now let's get started with the installation. Outside you will see a circuit breaker. Make sure that this is off, and also from inside make sure your thermostat is off. Now capacitor do hold charge, so as a warning, you may want to make sure that the capacitor is fully discharged, right? And there are ample YouTube videos you can see how to discharge the capacitor. And there's another thing is that you could also check the capacitor if you have a multimeter with that, and there are ample YouTube videos on how to kind of test the capacitor through a multimeter as well. Now outside on this portion of the HVAC unit, at least in my case, you see this small panel. There are 4 screws to it, and you have to just sort of unscrew and then slide this panel down, and that is all you have to do. And on the left hand side you may see that there is kind of a sticker that gives you the model number and the specific details about the unit, right? So that may come handy. Now that is all you have to do to kind of open this box up, and you do not have to open anything else pretty much. Another thing I think this may help before you kind of get to the installation is that I bought this kit from IKEA long back, probably under $10, and I end up needing kind of bigger screws because the capacitor I got was a bigger size than the original one. So you may want to just have the spare parts handy just in case if you need them, right? Now just going back to the installation, this is pretty easy. All you have to just do is take the old capacitor out. Now before you do so, make sure that you take a picture of it and remember what wires were. I'm gonna show you sort of the ones how they were placed in my AC, but I think to my understanding it is probably the same in all of them, right? Now after installing this back into the unit, you may want to just keep a note of 3 different sort of readings on the top, right? One port is for the fan, another says HERM, and the third one says C, right? Now there are different color codes of these wires, so you may want to just take a picture before and after, before, and make sure that this is how the way you do it afterwards as well. Now once you have installed this, make sure that you have not messed up anything else in the unit. Try to kind of not touch anything else. Pretty much all you have to just do is replace this capacitor. In this case, if you see the yellow color wire for me goes to C, and the blue goes to HERM, and the black or the red in the back goes to fan, right? And that's pretty much it you have to kind of do to install it. And the next part would be basically testing it out. Now this is sort of a view on how it looks from a distance, pretty much, but that is all. So once you're done with this, you have to basically just start the system. Remember that you have turn it off on the outside circuit breaker. So start the unit here, and then you would just want to go inside and start the unit from inside. Now it may take a while before the system kind of kicks in. That's pretty common, and I'm just seeking help from my son to kind of start this from inside. So this should hopefully turn on. Okay, great. So as you may see, I mean, the system just comes back on, right? So this is a good sign that at least it is back in order. Now we got to see if it is working as well. So when this fan run, right, if you see the hot air coming out, that means most likely the compressor unit is doing its job, right? The next set of check is, of course, to go inside and make sure the temperature is definitely coming down, and you see a cold air, and the system sort of holding itself to kind of maintain the temperature. So quick test run. I mean, at this point the system is about 80 degrees. The home inside temperature is about 80 degrees, and the cooling is set to 77. I do not want to kind of overload the system right instant. So we want to see if it is coming down. Now if you have one of these infrared thermostats, thermometers, this could save your time and be more precise in checking. But if you do not have one, no big deal. You can put your hand in front of the vent, and if you see the cold air coming out and the cold air keeps getting more colder over a period of time, that is a good sign that things are running in order, right? However, if you have this thermometer, it's kind of very easy to check it. As you may see that the temperature on the vent is about 74 degrees, and if you keep the thermometer here, you would see that the temperature is coming down. So that is how it should be. And if you see the temperature in the room is about 80 degrees, right? So that is what you would want to just measure, and hold on to this for some more time, and let's have another reading in few. So this is about like another 30 minutes to an hour, and you may see that now the inside temperature has dropped to 78 degrees, and it shows another 2 hours to kind of make it 77. And this may vary, depends on your room size and the capacity of your unit. But let's have another reading at the vent, right? This is key. So the temperature should even further come down. So as you may see, in this case the temperature at the vent is about 70 degrees, and this is significantly lower than the last reading. It was about 74 at that time. So this is a good sign that the temperature is coming down, and it's kind of maintaining that. So beyond this, I think this gives you pretty much all the test rounds before you go close your unit outside, and you do not need to do anything else, right? So I think one more thing which I would like to share is that I had a hard time getting this capacitor locally, and most of the shops would not kind of sell you this. It's probably under $20 at any shop, but they would not sell you unless you have a certified license. Now, but there are shops which do sell them, and you could find it very easily online. So do not get disheartened if you call stores and few of them kind of turn you down. I'm pretty sure you will find one close by wherein you can go purchase this, right? Another thing which I found handy was that inside the panel you have a complete circuit diagram, and if you're knowledgeable enough, I think this might be useful information as well, right? So hope this video has helped you, and you're in a position to kind of get your system back to normal yourself. All right, thank you. Bye bye.